Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. China.
Are you wet? Well, your skin is not wet enough, okay? It needs to be hydrated.
Wait, what?
To be clean, and I've got just the thing for you. Recently, a new device has gained massive popularity in China's beauty influencer circle.
Hey, my face looks wet.
And
without all
I swear,
that?
every time I look at Douyin, someone's always finding another unnecessary method trying to declare war on their skin. But
Seriously?
this one, we've never seen before. It's called the water light gun. Judging purely from that name, you would probably think that this is just some harmless little device.
Water light gun. Okay.
Right? Maybe it just sprays water. No, it's a needle gun for your face.
Ew.
And people would buy this needle gun off of underground market.
Whoa. Why are people so vain? Holy cow. Like, buying medical devices that stab you underground markets. Oh my jeez.
Marketplaces start stamping it on themselves every single day at home, hoping for that glowy skin. And
Nah, look at this glowy ass skin. I don't need to do all that.
just a few weeks later, people started ending up with these dots and bumps going across their face, sort of like acne. These dots and bumps would start spreading and growing across their entire face, and even later on started darkening. It was uncontrollable to the point where it even spreaded down to people's necks. And that's how millions of
It
people
literally just looks like allergic reactions.
started getting stuck with these faces full of dots and bumps. Yeah, so water light injections have recently gone viral on Douyin and all of Chinese social media.
China! Come on. Man! You guys need Michael.
It's basically a new, quick, and convenient device that'll give you
Quick and
extremely glowy, hydrated,
That
and
shit looks
dewy
painful
looking
as
skin.
fuck.
Basically, the goal is to get that ridiculously smooth glass skin appearance.
I'm close. I got that glassy. I mean, obviously, my dark ass isn't gonna look like that, but you know, close.
Where your face will look like it's shining. This was also supposed to completely fill up your pores and cover everything up so that it looks invisible, which, by the way, is impossible. But sellers started
Yeah, it's not bad. It's like, you know, after taking care of my skin, my pores have shrank so much that it's been noticeable. I literally get women calling me, talking to me, and they're like, "Oh my god, your pores are so small. They're almost you almost have no pores." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
packaging these treatments into water light.
I didn't know the whole pores thing mattered, but as I took care of my skin, it matters because the bigger your pores are, the more dirt and crap gets inside of them and makes them worse. And I was like, oh, makes sense.
Beauty packages, complete with the water light gun itself, the liquid ingredients to inject into your face, and step-by-step instructions. And there were basically two ways people were getting access to it. The first method was going into these private WeChat groups, buying everything from unknown suppliers, then going back home and injecting it yourself.
Bruh. This is why I can't. I'm probably not gonna ever be like a major drug dealer or like a major drug head or something. I am not willing to stick myself with needles. Like, there's just no way, especially with like 15 needles in one press. Like, come on, man.
DIY. The second option would be getting invited into these private hotel rooms where somebody claiming to be a professional water light user would perform the procedure on you. Now, doing your
Are they Power Rangers or something? Like, what the hell? Professional power.
self at home was simple and totally safe, okay? What could go wrong? First, people bought the water light injection package from these WeChat vendors. Mind you, all of these were marketed as cheap, and in a pool of discounts, you pick the best deal. But a lot of these products coming from these WeChat vendors, things like the filler ingredients, the syringes themselves, it usually comes from these underground workshops without licenses. Some of these sellers would advertise their products as being imported from South Korea, because obviously, if you put Korean on any of the packaging, it automatically gives it plus 10 credibility points.
Damn
and once
right.
people receive their water light injection package, they were ready to begin. First, you cleanse your face, take the device, install the needles, and then you begin stamping it across your
Oh my god. After the first stamp, I'd have been like, what the fuck?
entire face. And how much stamping are we talking about? If you want the desired effect, 10,000 needle punctures every single day. 10,000.
Every day? You're doing that every... China's cooked!
You're repeatedly creating these tiny punctures across your face so the liquid can enter through all of those openings.
Okay, I've seen this like micro needling before in Korean like skincare and things like that. But obviously you're getting done by a professional with professional devices and stuff, not yourself with unknown substances.
And be absorbed. Yeah, your skin barrier is screaming for help. And there's another problem. Because the surface of your skin is being left with wounds after these water light injections, the skin can actually become extremely dry because all the moisture is just gone. It's kind of insane when you realize the whole reason people start doing this is so that their skin becomes more hydrated. So after somebody has finished stamping the needle gun across their entire face, they're supposed to put cream on and let the skin recover. But after a couple weeks gone by, people started noticing—
What do you mean let the skin recover? You're doing that shit every day!
Something strange. Those stamping marks, yeah, they didn't disappear. At first, the
now they got tribal. Now they're all freaking Killmonger from fucking Black Panther.
Might settle down and appear to be improving, but they started coming back. Except now they started getting bigger and bigger, also spreading across your entire face, and they started darkening as well. Those tiny marks started turning into dots, and it kind of looks like acne in a way. Then the dots start spreading more, becoming larger, and some of them even start becoming bumps. Not only that—
yeah, now they're like callus scars type thing.
But it became painful, like sensitive to the touch, accompanied by a burning sensation and uncontrollable itching. And in some cases, the reaction didn't just stay on the
my face? Uncontrollable itching? Oh my jeez.
face. It started spreading down to your neck. And there's actually a name for what these people were experiencing: granulomas. These granulomas develop a reaction due to the water light gun and the liquids being injected. Those who were experiencing this found out that these questionable ingredients inside the gun actually contained cross-linking agents, meaning it was a mixture of multiple cosmetic fillers all into one potion. Things like hyaluronic acid, collagen, Botox, all mixed into one bottle so that nobody could find out what the original source was. Yeah, just throw whatever you can in there, whip it up like a smoothie. If anything, this is considered a great—
all those buzzwords that women like, Botox, hyaluronic fillers, all that. Yeah, just make it all in one
deal. You get the best of both worlds.
焦虑死我，真的，生活呼吸都是热的，每天真的顶着热
they
面。
look like Killmonger.
别吓
Except it's on their face instead of their
蜡黄
whole
蜡
body.
黄的，脸都垮了，真的。休息也休息不好，真的，天天就这个脸，这玩意儿肿不就相当于毁容一样？刚做完修复，做个面膜，是不是感觉整体白了？吓人不？加油！
And in severe cases, the consequences can become much worse than severe bumps. If the mixture contained harsh and sensitive liquids, those bumps can become ulcers, and you can end up with facial paralysis. Also, bacteria introduces another big problem. Since you're creating multiple holes in your face, you can easily end up with an infection or getting a skin disease. Remember—
Makes total sense.
This was marketed as a non-invasive way that—
and you're doing this at home? Non-sanitary, non-professional, probably not using gloves. Yeah, I see a lot of people getting infections.
Avoids plastic surgery. And it becomes more concerning once you know who was teaching these people how to do it. A huge amount of water light injection tutorials were being posted on Douyin and Xiaohongshu by influencers. Most of them also get commission when they invite you to these private WeChat forums to buy the equipment. Like, you go to the comments and somebody's like, drop that WeChat link. They also literally say that if bumps didn't appear after a water light injection, then the procedure was a waste of time. So according to this logic, the bigger the bumps, the better the effect. I mean, some of them were even teaching their fans how to treat skin diseases at home. Yeah, I think we've moved far, far away from skincare at this point. And there was one person who became victim to this at a beauty salon. And the craziest thing is, she was an employee of that salon. Take a look at a 32-year-old woman named Miss Chen who lived in Jiangsu province. Now, she was already working in the beauty industry, so she wasn't somebody unfamiliar with beauty treatments and injections. She was literally a beautician herself. She worked at a place called Young Aesthetic Space, which was a local beauty salon in Taichung. A beauty salon, so they only did hair.
You know, I still told you guys I like China. It was fun and enjoyable. The food was great. That's all I'm ever gonna really do though, is just eat. Like, I don't plan on doing any types of services or anything, or like, China just seems fucked in like a lot of other ways, but the food's good.
Nails, that's it. Not qualified to do any injections at all. But while she was working there, she noticed that some of these regular customers were receiving these water light injections behind closed doors. Of course, as an employee, she couldn't say anything or do anything. She just let it happen. But she was curious. So one afternoon at the salon, business was pretty quiet. Randomly, the shop owner went up to Miss Chen and multiple other employees and was like, "Would you guys like to try some water light injections for free?" Now, Miss Chen trusted her boss. She worked in the beauty industry herself, and she's seen many people getting these cosmetic injections done. And she was even more curious to see what the treatment would do, because it's this new, upcoming, modern thing. So
yeah, it's like you getting stabbed by 9 needles at once. And it's not tattoo gun needles either. It looks like, yeah.
she agreed. And that day, her boss gave her more than 200 injection stamps on her face. Employee benefits. After receiving the injections, Miss Chen clocked out of work, went home, and just relaxed. And at approximately 3 a.m. on July 4th, just a couple days after, she woke up and something was seriously wrong. Her face was covered in these severe bumps. All these bumps were developing and growing out of her injection sites. And she was also experiencing uncontrollable itching. She immediately contacted the boss, and he said, "This was simply a normal allergic reaction. Don't worry about it." I have never heard of someone refer to an allergic reaction as normal. Ms. Chen says she was terrified and her face was erupting in these raised bumps, and it also became extremely hot. But she was trusting her boss and just let it be. During this time, she didn't leave her house at all or tell any of her family members because it was too embarrassing. She kept contacting her boss, basically asking him every single day, "What is happening to me?" And every day she got the same answer. "It's an allergic reaction. It will eventually improve by itself." Yes, just like when a person has a fever, every time white blood cells fight against foreign substances, they generate heat to eliminate the bad cells. Every time you feel burning or itching, it's your skin activating its own immune system to fight it off. And finally, on July 17th...
You didn't know about white blood cells? That's what they do.
2 whole weeks after enduring this reaction with no help whatsoever, she finally traveled to Nanjing to see a doctor. At the hospital, the doctor took a tissue sample from her face and told her that because she waited way too long to get this checked out, those temporary bumps had become granulomas and they were now permanent. She didn't wait and delay treatment because she didn't care what was happening. It was because the person she trusted, her boss, kept reassuring her that everything was fine. So by the time she got this checked out, the treatment window had already passed. And for Miss Chen, this was devastating because she was 32 years old and her entire career was connected to the beauty industry. Her face literally affects her ability to continue doing her job. After returning home, she called her boss again, and no response. She was ghosted. So she contacted the police and reported her boss to the authorities, saying that they were doing illegal medical practices. So that's when Miss Chen made all of this public in this interview, and now every time she goes out, she has to wear a mask on her face. Now, there's an absolutely ridiculous amount of uncertainty in this situation, but somehow this still isn't the sketchiest version of the Waterlight business model. At least Miss Chen knew where the salon was. Remember that second method I mentioned of achieving these Waterlight injections? Yeah, people started getting it privately done in
hotel rooms. Yeah. When someone's calling you into a hotel room to do any type of procedures for you, yeah, usually not the best thing. Just saying.
In hotel rooms by Waterlight professionals. And a person you've never met before is waiting there with the Waterlight gun, claiming that they're a freelance doctor. And by the time something goes wrong with your face,
They gone.
they're already in a different city. This is what started happening. People who used to work at those sketchy beauty salons who used counterfeit injections start shifting into a more underground model. Instead of staying inside one fixed salon and risking going to prison, they started doing contractor work as these so-called freelance doctors. And by freelance doctor, I mean some random person could literally just rent a hotel room, bring a water light gun with them, and start accepting clients. Very normal. This is what hotels were designed for, guys. These unnamed beauticians would operate out of these hotel rooms temporarily because they constantly changed locations for every new client. The person giving the injection could also be different every time, if it was a team. They also offer door-to-door service like Uber Eats, but instead of food, you're getting a mouthful of needles. But here's the issue. You didn't know this person, nor where the injectable products came from, nor would you know any other details in that 10-minute session you had with them. And if you did start growing these bumps and getting granulomas,
cooked.
Where do you find them? You don't. They're already in a different room with a different client in a different city, maybe even with a different name. And there was one person who went undercover to show exactly how ridiculous these hotel room operations were. This one was in Hong Kong. There was recently a man who was exposed as being a fake doctor who secretly performed water light injections inside a Hong Kong hotel. And the whole thing was intentionally vague because the reporter called them, they gave the hotel address, but they didn't give the hotel room number until 30 minutes before the procedure. Like, you can see how discreet and careful
Are they escorts? Like, that feels like an escort kind of thing. It's like, you're not going to be able to know my room until right before.
When the reporter entered the room, there were already 3 women inside, and the doctor said that they were 4th in line. So this wasn't even some private one-client appointment. People were already being queued. And now we arrive at my favorite part, the IV bag. Normally you have an IV bag stand like most medical operation rooms, but they didn't have one. So he improvised. He used a clothing hanger. What an absolute genius. An innovator.
I mean,
listen, if
ingenuity at its finest.
This man wanted to, he could easily operate you while winning a game of mahjong. Inside the room, the reporter also observed dozens of used and dirty syringes, along with large quantities of opened products.
Again, women are sitting there queued up and seeing all of this, and they don't think anything to themselves. They're like, yeah, I probably shouldn't do this, or yeah, this doesn't look good.
Being stored at room temperature. And just like that, he wrapped up the job and was off to another district. Whatever happens to you happens. Once you look at the waterlight gun trend and these dots and bumps that start forming on people's faces, the whole idea of waterlight beauty is yet becoming another cosmetic tool that these influencers promote, causing everybody and their mother obsessing over it because it's different and it's the best new thing. And when something goes wrong, the person performing the procedure might already be gone before you can even figure out their name. So yeah, if you guys ever feel like your skin isn't hydrated or bright enough, a needle gun is not the way to go. Remember, moisturize, stay hydrated, and stay wet.
No, I agree. Moisturizer actually does matter. I have a drier skin type. I don't have oily skin. I have dry skin. So if I don't moisturize, I'll have dry patches on my face. So I always keep it moisturized, keep it nice and wet. Because that's what the ladies like. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. Catch you guys next time. Ciao.